college admissions process can be crazy. Navigating today's admissions process can stress out parents and burn out kids in no time. So here to help keep our heads on straight through the process is Beth Heller Gelles, co-founder of Acceptance Ahead and author of Crazy for College. Welcome. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me here.
Of course, and I really mean that. Thank you for being here. I have 3 high school kids, 1 off to college, and I know how crazy for college it can get. What inspired you to write this book?
So I have been a college counselor for 14 years outside of New York City, and I work with almost 500 families, and my business partner Nancy and I have seen parents get very overwhelmed the second the word college enters the room. And I wanted to write a book to lower the temperature, to help parents breathe a little more. It's not a how-to book, but there's a lot of information in the book about what matters, what doesn't matter, what people can safely let go of, because there shouldn't be this level of anxiety, and I want everybody to remember that their child is not an application, they're a human being.
Right.
Most important message is that your relationship with your child will outlast any admissions letter.
Oh, that's a good point. So let's not kill each other in the process, because that relationship's still there. Now, it can be overwhelming, right, for any kid, for any parent, and through the years, but particularly nowadays. Am I right? Is it really intense nowadays?
It's very intense.
Why is that?
Well, there's so many factors fueling this frenzy, Elaine, but I unpack a lot of them in the book. The number one reason is just sheer application volume. When parents applied to college, we were submitting 5 or 6 applications on paper, but now kids are submitting 15, sometimes 20 applications, but colleges didn't add more seats.
Right.
So acceptance rates really dropped, and that's causing a lot of concern. Then there's this whole bank of uncertainty with things like test optional policies. People wonder, should I submit a test score or not? Early decision, holistic review. People don't necessarily know what those terms are about. And then the last piece, which is really prominent, is just this whole social comparison craze. Because of social media, nothing stays private anymore, and everybody knows who's applying where, who's doing what, and I think that that's really increasing anxiety, sometimes depression, and parents are really trying to just manage everything in their own household the best that they can.
Yeah, you're such a good point there. You just listed so many factors, and you're right, every single one of them, it makes it very intense and a little crazy. What would you say are some of the biggest misconceptions right now about college admissions?
How much time do we have?
Oh, I know.
So there are a few. The first one that many people come to me and Nancy and they say there must be some secret formula. There has to be a magical combination of classes, summer programs, activities, essays.
We want to set our kids up, right?
We want to set everybody up, but there is none. And if there were one, I would be on a beach somewhere right now, not helping families. But the other misconception is people think that doing more of everything is important, more AP classes, more activities, more leadership roles. But today in 2026, most colleges want to see students doing less and focusing on 2 or 3 areas of interest that they're really passionate about. So as parents, we want our kids to explore early on in high school, but really dig in deep on the things that really light them up at the dinner table. And then just the worst misconception out there, I think, is that people believe that the school with the lowest admit rate, the one that has the most prestigious sounding name, is automatically the best fit for their child, but it's really not. A name on a sweatshirt can't really predict what a random Tuesday in November feels like. And so it's really important to focus on factors of fit, where your kid will flourish on that rainy Tuesday in November, who the people are, the professors, what kind of academic curriculum exists. Are they close to home, far from home? Is it a big sports culture? Is it more of an intimate setting? And we want kids to really ask those questions and parents to nurture those meetings that they have with their kids and with their high school counselors too, so they can figure out the best place that's a good fit for them.
Yeah, that is really great to share that message. Not every place is the perfect fit. As we wrap up here, what would you say is just the #1 tip for parents to kind of help support their kids? And I'm apologizing in advance to my son because I think we drove each other crazy.
Just remember that high school isn't a 4-year audition for college. Our kids are growing up into young adults, so we want to check in with them socially, emotionally. They're turning into these wonderful young adults, and we really want to encourage them to do what they love and love what they do. And the kids who really have those interests developed, I think, have the easiest time, and I think it preserves everybody's sanity when you realize that your kid is not an application.
Yeah, I can see why you're so good at what you do. Thank you so much for being here.
Thank you so much for having me.
Of course. You can grab Beth's book, Crazy for College, wherever books are sold.